Okay, this is now the tarot process part 16, and we're going to look at the sixth card in the Celtic Cross. But first, to clear something up, Helen left a comment about card number 5 and how if the fifth card is what may come and you can change it, how does that relate to the 10th card, which is the final outcome? Partly I want to say we haven't got to the 10th card yet, and also I don't think I said with the fifth card you can change it. So let me give an example. I picked out the Two of Cups here, Six of Cups. But with the fifth card, it represents what may come. So it's a possible line of development. If you like the look of it, you can go for it. So you can choose it. If it's something that appeals to you, or if it's something that's going to make things a little bit better. But if you don't like the look of the card, or if it shows something that you don't approve of, or that you don't want, or that you wouldn't want, then you can reject it. Right? So, as an example, let's say somebody wants to know about a relationship and how a relationship is going to go, and at the end you've got the Three of Swords. The final outcome is sorrow. Okay? But if you get the Six of Cups or the Two of Cups or a card like that in the fifth position, this is what may come. So what may come doesn't overrule the final outcome, but it can modify the final outcome. So let's say with the Three of Swords as the final outcome, you're going to get separated, or the relationship is going to go into a bad period. If what may come is the Six of Cups, then you can hate each other, but you still appreciate what you had, let's say, or what used to be, or maybe there's a glimmer of, not so much hope, but a glimmer of, okay, we hate each other at the moment, but at the same time, we used to love each other. That kind of thing, because it's a Six of Cups. So you've got a chance to make things a little bit easier. So let's say there's going to be a divorce. It becomes an amicable divorce with the Six of Cups is what may come. Right? So that, okay, you're going to get separated, or you're going to go your different ways. The Six of Cups could mean as well that between now and the final outcome, you're going to meet somebody else, or somebody else is going to, another romantic involvement is going to be possible. And so you at that point decide, do you want to take up with somebody else while you're still, let's say, married to the first person, or what? If you think, I really want to do this, I really like this person, then you can have it. You can have this other person. But if you decide that, okay, I really like this person, but I'm going to wait until after the divorce, or until after the separation, it's your choice. It's what may come. The person is there, but it doesn't have to develop into something. Whereas by contrast, we've got the Six of Cups upside down is what may come. So the Six of Cups reversed. Let's say the final outcome is still the Three of Swords, so there's still going to be sorrow and upset and divorce, let's say. And with the Six of Cups upside down, which shows people not getting along with each other, something's going to happen. There's going to be an incident or a period when you could, if you want, do something mean and nasty and get revenge and make the divorce worse ultimately. But you don't have to, because it's your choice. It may come. So this Six of Cups upside down may show revenge or bad temper or withholding love in some way, because we can look at the gift and that's exchanged, but it's upside down, so it's withholding the possibility of it. So maybe it's something about, maybe there are children involved. So with the Six of Cups reversed, you stop the partner having connection or having contact with the children, or you make it difficult for them, right? But if you don't like the sound of that, because it's what may come, then you don't have to do anything. You don't have to make it difficult for the partner to see the children, or you don't have to to say cruel and hurtful things just because you're annoyed with the person. It's your choice. Okay. I hope that's good enough. So with the fifth card, it's what may come. The sixth card goes to the right. Sixth card goes here to the right of their original cross, and it shows what will come. Right? So with the fifth card, you've got a choice. With the sixth card, there is no choice. This is what's going to happen in the immediate future, and you have to go through it, whether you like it or not, whether it's pleasant or not. So it could represent, it's what's happening next and what will come, to do with the question, right? And it's part of the process of what the cross shows, of what the Celtic Cross spread shows. So going back to that example of the couple and the Six of Cups, forget about the fifth card for the moment. So let's say you want to know what's going to happen in the relationship, and the next card, the sixth card, what will come, is the Six of Cups. This in its own way is like a new beginning, because you've got an exchange of love, it's upright, so you've got connection with the person, you've got deep feelings for the person, and you feel that way about each other, and it works out, at least for the short-term future, at least temporarily. Right, because it's what will come, and it's what's coming up in the immediate future, what's coming up next. Whereas if what's coming up next is the Six of Cups upside down, then you're going to what's going to happen next is you're going to go through a period of lack of connectedness. So you're on one page, the partner is into something else and just doesn't understand why you want to do what you want to do, or doesn't want to cooperate with you. So let's say you want to go and see a movie. Well, you can't nowadays, but let's say your partner wants to go someplace and you don't, because you can't be bothered, or you just don't approve of it, or whatever it happens to be. But with the Six of Cups upright, there's a connectedness or an exchange, whereas the Six of Cups reversed, you have to go through a period. It can be a day, a week, or as long as it takes, of not being on the same page, or not really liking each other maybe, or forgetting about the person's birthday and you don't buy them a gift and they get all upset. Whereas if the Six of Cups is upright and you forget to give them a gift, it's just a gift. They don't mind. So you've got a certain type of experience or activity with the card for the future. And I was thinking, when I was wondering about what to say about this, I was thinking, let's say you've got, because some people will say, when is the future and how long is it going to last, and when is this particular card going to have an effect? And so I was thinking, let's say it's the middle of the month, right? And the card for the future is the Ace of the Ace of a suit. Maybe you think the ace can represent the first day of the month, and it's the middle of the month now. So when is this Ace of Coins going to happen? You say to them, it's now the middle of May. You say to them, the beginning of June is when, if you really have to know, then we'll look at the beginning of June for the new beginning of sorts, or whatever it happens to be. Only because Ace is one and we're coming up to the first of the month. Or maybe it's the end of spring and you think, okay, it's going to be the beginning of summer. That's when we're talking about here. So, and again, I had to think of Vinny at this point, because let's say you're doing your study on your own and you're thinking about what might happen or what you might say, right? So you think, okay, I'm doing a Celtic Cross, and what will come is the Ten of Swords. What might I say to the questioner at this point about what is coming up and what they do about it? So if we look in the bright side, it's a 10 is 1 plus nothing, gets you back to 1 again. So you're at the final stage and you're about to have a new beginning. If it's upside down, you want a new beginning, but it's going to be denied. It's not going to happen as quickly as you want. The thing is, okay, I'll do Vinny and then I'll tell you about Bertrand Russell. Vinny said when he develops a drum riff and he's happy with it, he forgets about it rather than try to remember it. And then maybe a couple of months later he's playing, and that he'll realize that the riff entered by itself into the rhythm or into the flow of playing because it was its time and it knew what it was doing, or he knew what he was doing. So if you come up with the idea, okay, maybe if there's an ace there, it's going to be the first of the month, you don't try and remember that, you just forget it. And if you do 4 Celtic crosses and the 4th one happens to have an ace and you remember that idea about the first of the month, then you talk about it. If you don't remember it for the first of the month, then it wasn't going to happen. So don't beat yourself up and think you ought to have remembered it. If you didn't remember it, trust yourself. It wasn't going to happen. That's why you didn't remember it. Not you didn't remember it because you're an idiot. You didn't remember it because it wasn't going to happen. And the other thing is, I've kind of forgotten it. Bertrand Russell, in his Introduction to the Philosophy of Mathematics, talks about how if 2 people are sitting at a table and there's light shining in the window, if the 2 people describe the table, they're going to describe the different tables, because one can see the top of the table is light and bright, whereas the other one sees shadow and says, no, the top of the table is dark. And maybe one on one side can see scratches in the table's surface, whereas the other person can't. So they're both describing the same table, but they're seeing different tables. So that was in some way connected with what will come, and I can't remember what the thought was. Let me pause for a moment and see if I can remember it. So the Ten of Swords reversed. I'm saying if that's what will come, you won't be able to have the new beginning as quickly as you want. But remember Bertrand Russell. So our view of what's happening isn't always correct or isn't always the only way to see things. So after I'd read that thing from Bertrand a while ago, I had happened to be sitting upstairs and I'm looking over and there's a chair, but from where I was sitting I could only see 3 legs, because the angle, the 4th leg, the one in that corner, was hidden from the one closest to me. So as I look at the chair, I only see 3 legs, but I know there are 4 legs on the chair because it's a chair. So at that moment I look and I see 3 legs, but I know there's 4. So I'm overruling what my vision, what I see, with what I know, or what I used to know, what I think I know. And then that made me wonder, how many times do we overrule what we see because of what we think we know, or because of what we know or what we used to know? So with that Ten of Swords reversed, what will come is you want a new beginning, but it's not going to happen as quickly as you want. But maybe you think about the new beginning and what has been happening in the past that made you impatient for a new beginning. And so with the Ten of Swords reversed, if there should be impatience for a fresh start, maybe there isn't. Maybe you're impatient because you really ought to review what you've been going through and become clear about what you've been through and what you missed and what you assumed, like me looking at the chair and seeing 3 legs but knowing there are 4. How many times do we experience something and we take our preconceived ideas and superimpose it onto the reality and assume that this preconceived idea is the reality, even when it's not? But we do it all the time. And probably we shouldn't. or certainly it changes things if we don't do it like that. So the sixth card is what will come. It's what you've got to go through, whether you like it or not. And it can last a week, it can last a month. And how do you know? I think you just have to figure it out. What makes sense is the answer. And maybe you say to the person, I can't tell you that. So, but you'll know it when you're in it, and you'll know it when it's finished. And so we look at the seventh card, let's say, or the 8th or the 9th or the 10th, and that'll give you an idea of how long. Because if you've got a card, let's say you've got the 6 of Cups upside down in the future, and the final outcome is the Lovers reversed, and the 9th card is the 2 of Cups reversed. It looks like this lack of communication here is going to continue on for a while. Right? Whereas if you've got the 6 of Cups here, but the 7th is the Lovers, the 8th is the 2 of Cups, the 9th is the Sun card, and the 10th is the 10 of Cups, then okay, this is a glitch. This lack of communication is really a stepping stone to an improved situation that's shown by the 4 cards in 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that's it for the moment. I'll be back in a few days with whatever part it will be, and we'll talk about the 7th card in a Celtic Cross. Thank you very much for watching. Just checking the mic over here, and we'll see you again. Okay, bye-bye.